So we happen to be provisioning for a number of months. In actual fact, we have decided that with this coronavirus and everything else that's going around, that we want to be isolated out to sea. So this is our fresh food produce that we have actually purchased in the last couple of days. And we need to find space for it on the boat. But the key thing is that we need to actually store it correctly. So there's a number of ways on the boat that we actually store it, because our refrigerator is very small. Most people just fill up their fridge with all their fresh produce and it's all good, but we can't do that. With refrigerated vegetables and fruit, two schools of thought. One is that you actually wrap it in paper and pop it into containers. The other is that you wrap it into paper and put it in vegetable bags. So here we have a number of different ways we're trying this trip just to see how well they work. We're putting produce straight into vegetable containers with errors with some paper towel. The problem that we have on a boat is our fridges tend to be quite wet. So we're always trying to give our fresh fruit and vegetable air. I have these crisper boxes which will also go into the fridge. I've used paper towel in between the carrots and the Brussels sprouts. And then I have the bags which I've put the cucumbers straight into and the chilies. And then we have wrapped up different things. We've got lettuce here. We've actually got our capsicum. And in this one we have the cauliflower and then the cut broccoli into the bag with some paper towel, again to help with that moisture. Non-refrigerated produce lasts an awful long while if you store it correctly. So onions we actually store in calico bags. They not only breathe really well, but they keep the onions in the dark for us. The non-refrigerated fresh vegetables, etc. are stored in cane baskets that promote good air circulation, which helps extend the life of our produce. Our fruit and vegetables have a great life, lazing around in hammocks all day, which once again provides maximum air circulation. In the hammocks, I can easily rotate the fruit regularly to prevent soft spots forming on individual pieces. Hopefully these tips will help you keep your fresh food on board far longer to make your cruising even more enjoyable. As they say, living on a boat is short for fixing things in exotic places. Well, we certainly have that today. Once again, Rob is into the bilges doing some work. And I'll take you down there in a moment. But instead of enjoying the beautiful setting that we have, yes, he is bum up and head down, searching for a water leak. And you've found the culprit.
Oh, it's losing pressure.
Yeah.
We have a 12-volt pressure pump to keep water pressure on the freshwater system. And it should just sit there and hold when nothing's being used, but it goes off every now and then, which indicates that the pressure's being lost. That's happened since we installed the new hot water system. So I went chasing all of those fittings and I found a cracked T-piece, which is just spraying water under pressure. So it has to be replaced. Fortunately, we've got a spare on board. But it's in a very awkward position just to make life interesting. Murphy's Law. And Murphy lives on a sailboat.
Absolutely.
Just that little T-piece of plastic. It's got a little tiny hairline fracture in there under pressure. Just a fine mist of water spraying out. So it was enough for the pump to lose pressure. It would have to turn on again using electricity, which we don't like, making noise in the middle of the night and waking me up, which I don't like, and also over a 24-hour period probably sending a litre or two of valuable fresh water down into the bilge, which is a total waste of fresh water. Fixed now. We had a spare. We hang on to this one, mark it as US for unserviceable, then we can walk into any store and say, oh, I want one of those, so we've got another spare.
Cheers to all the mothers around the world. We hope you have the most wonderful day as we have here.
So what have you got?
Well, my darling husband has been busy in the galley. Now that's unusual because it's normally me, the galley wench. So I have a lovely cheese platter with some seeded crackers and roast pork and vegetables happening in the barbecue. And a beautiful bottle of bubbles, followed, I understand, by a Kalimna 28 red, my favourite. Thank you, honey.
In our next episode, a new government regulation regarding liveaboard sailors during the COVID-19 pandemic puts our cruise to the Great Barrier Reef at risk.
At Gary's Anchorage on Fraser Island, our crab pots work overtime, with good catches of sand and mud crabs for every day.
Karen rises to the challenge of making every crab meal different, much to my delight. In Our Galley, she provides some tips.
And we sail through the tricky shallow channels of the Great Sandy Straits and further along Fraser Island to Kingfisher Bay.
We hope you can sail with us again then. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. And don't forget that subscribe button